folks. So here in the middle of Wyoming, we have a really cool rock.
Not something you see every day.
No, not at all. Not sure. Water, wind. Yeah, very neat. This is the end of day 4. Yeah, end of day 4. And this is absolutely beautiful. This place, North Central Wyoming, just incredible. Had some excitement this afternoon. Got on some deer. Went in after 2 bucks. And ended up seeing 5 does and not the 2 bucks we were after. But that is very minimal compared to the beauty that we are in. Sorry for the shakiness. I'm just excited. This has been an absolutely awesome adventure and a beautiful, beautiful part of the country. Day 4 out. Alrighty, welcome back for the 5th and final day here in Wyoming. Apparently it's snack time already.
Scardetta's kind of a morning.
As you can see, we're sitting in the vehicle this morning, glassing the same river bottom that we saw those deer in yesterday evening. This is the best way to do it. Feels foolish, but we can see them from the vehicle and make a play on them. But yeah, so final day today and see what happens. Have a good one. With minimal deer movement the remainder of the morning, we decided to head about half a mile south and go for a walk. During this walk, we turned up one small 2x2 mule deer. When that was done, we went back to meet up with my dad and his buddy Brian. At this time, we saw that my dad was getting ready to harvest the buck. And to our surprise, he did. Good job, Dad. After watching my dad harvest his deer, we took a short walk but did not turn up any animals. We then returned to the cabin until later that day when we returned to the same river bottom area from the morning. I believe it was around 2:30 that I got set up on my little perch to watch over the river bottom. And action was pretty slow, but I was seeing a few deer here and there. And then all of a sudden, the buck from the morning of day 4 stood up and it was game on. Once I had the deer in my sight, I transitioned to watching the other side of the river bottom where my wife was to see if she was having any action. It seemed like she was, so I held off as long as I could on a shot. But when the time came, I had to pull the trigger. And this was the sight after I shot. As I had mentioned, I was watching my wife Faye on the other end of the reservoir and looked like she was going to shoot. Lo and behold, after discussing with her, she was not going to shoot, but was watching 2 mule deer bucks with her scope. So, with that being said, I am very, very glad that I decided to take the shot. And now, after the shot, I gave the buck 20 minutes or so, and then as it was getting dark, I decided that I should go and look for blood, which I did. I dropped a pin where the deer was, and I walked down. Come to find out, I did not find blood. Once I had found the hair, it reassured me that I had hit the animal. During the shot, I saw the deer buckle in the scope, which was the first part, and then the second part was finding the hair. But that being said, finding the hair, I did not find blood. So I decided to back out and talk to the rest of the crew. I get back to the truck, talk it over with them. We decide that letting him lay that night, it was going to be nice and cool. That was going to be our best bet. And now, for the next day, which would be Friday morning, when we go back in to look for him. Sadly, throughout the remainder of the evening and night, predatory animals had found the carcass and they went to work. Although that is very sad, I am glad that we found the animal and that I did put a fatal shot on him and that he is no longer suffering. This is my 2023 Wyoming mule deer buck. Last but not least, I would like to thank my wife Faye, my dad, and his buddy Brian for coming along on a great adventure. They put a lot of trust in me to put them on deer and go 18 or so hours from home and just to have the awesome experience that we did. It really was a great time. So, thanks guys. I appreciate it. Also, it was very nice to have my wife Faye along this year. This was her first trip out west, and I think she loved it. So, there's that. Lastly, I would like to say that if you have the opportunity to go on a western hunting trip, or really just a western trip in general, with family or friends, take advantage of it. There's nothing quite like the West, and it opens so many doors, and it's just a great experience.